Okay, so real talk. Have you ever seen a text come in from someone, looked at it, and just deleted it? No reply, no explanation, just gone. And instead of feeling guilty, like you probably expected, you felt this massive wave of peace wash over you. Yeah, that's not you being cold. That's not you being heartless or difficult. That is actually one of the most psychologically advanced things a human being can do. And today, we're breaking down exactly why. Because here's what nobody tells you about people who cut others off. And I mean actually cut them off, not the dramatic unfollowing on Instagram kind. These people are not broken. They are not damaged. They are not too much or too little. They are operating on a completely different level of emotional intelligence, and science is starting to back that up. So, let's get into it. There are 3 types of people who do this, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to see yourself in at least one of them. Type 1, and this one hit me personally, is what I call the energy protector. These are the people whose nervous system has basically built its own circuit breaker. And I know that sounds technical, so let me explain. There's this thing called dorsal vagal shutdown. It's a real biological response your body does when it senses that continuing to engage with someone or something is going to drain you past the point of no return. Your system literally goes, nope, we're not doing this. And it shuts the connection down before a full internal collapse happens. So when someone who does this just stops responding to you, stops showing up, stops engaging, it's not always a choice they sat down and made. Sometimes their body made it for them. Their nervous system said, this relationship is costing us more than we have, and it pulled the plug. And the wild part is, that's not weakness. That is your body protecting you the way it knows how. That's survival. That's self-preservation at its most raw and honest level. Type 2 is the pattern recognizer. Okay, so you know how some people walk into a room and within 5 minutes they just know something is off? Like they can't explain it, they just feel it. The tension, the fake smiles, the person who's being a little too nice, the energy that just doesn't add up. These are the people who cut others off fastest, and here's why. Because they've trained themselves, sometimes without even knowing it, to read what I like to call the emotional weather of a room. They're picking up on social data that most people completely miss. The micro expressions, the slight change in someone's tone, the pattern in how a person shows up versus how they talk about themselves. And once they see that pattern, once they recognize it, they protect their peace like it cost them something, because it did. Peace is expensive when you've spent years buying it back after letting the wrong people drain it from you, so they guard it hard. And yeah, that might look like ghosting to the outside world, but from the inside, it's more like, okay, I see what this is, and I'm choosing not to participate. That's not cold. That's clarity. Type 3 is the sanctuary seeker, and I think this one gets misunderstood the most. These are the people who don't just cut off individuals. Sometimes they cut off entire situations. They go quiet. They disappear for a while. They choose solitude, not because they hate people, but because they need a space that is completely free of chaos so they can actually breathe. I call this intentional fasting. And no, I don't mean food. I mean a deliberate pulling away from the noise, from the drama, from the emotional weight that other people sometimes carry into your space without even asking permission. And these people have learned, sometimes the hard way, that if they don't create that sanctuary for themselves, no one else is going to create it for them. So, they build it, brick by brick. And yeah, some people might feel shut out by that. But what's the alternative? Staying in spaces that suffocate you just for making other people comfortable? Nah, that's not loyalty. That's self-abandonment. And here's what all 3 of these types have in common. They've all experienced that moment. You know the one? That moment where you finally walked away from something or someone that was draining you, and you felt that relief, that almost guilty relief that hits you and you think, wait, why does leaving feel so much better than staying did? That's your answer. That's your body telling you the truth that your mind was too afraid to say out loud. So, if you've ever been told you're too cold or too closed off, or why do you always just disappear on people, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are not the problem. You are someone who has learned, maybe slowly, maybe painfully, that your energy is not infinite, and that protecting it is not selfish. It is necessary. The people who truly understand you will meet you there. The ones who don't, well, you already know what to do. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt that massive sense of relief after walking away from someone or something that was draining you? Just drop the word peace in the comments right now. No explanation needed, just peace. And if this hit different for you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because I promise you, someone in your life is carrying this quietly, and they need to know they're not alone. I'll see you in the next one.